$140,000 through a sophisticated phishing scam. The question now, can Chase Bank help them recover their money?
New Chase Bank scam is bypassing security. If you bank with Chase, Bank of America, or Wells Fargo, the most dangerous text on your phone isn't from a stranger. It's from your bank, or what looks exactly like your bank. Criminals are spoofing official bank numbers, calling from the real Chase number, texting from the real Wells Fargo number, then talking you into wiring your life savings to them while you think you're protecting it from a hacker. It's called reverse fraud, and banks are refusing to refund victims because you authorized the transfer. Today, I'm breaking down exactly how this attack works, and the one phrase the real bank will never say. Stick around. That phrase is the only thing standing between you and an empty account, the notification that starts the panic. It happens on a Tuesday morning. You are busy. Maybe you are in a meeting or driving the kids to school or just waking up. Your phone buzzes. You look down and see a text message from a short code, 5 digits like 28107, which is exactly what Chase uses for official alerts. The text reads, Chase fraud. Alert, did you attempt a Zelle transfer of $4,500 to Miami Crypto LLC? Reply yes or no. Your heart stops. $4,500? You didn't spend that. You live in Ohio. You immediately panic. You rely on this money for your mortgage, for your bills. Your instinct is to stop the bleeding instantly. You type no and hit send. Almost immediately your phone rings. You look at the caller ID. It says Chase Bank. It might even display the logo. You pick up, relieved that they are calling you so quickly. This is Sarah from the Chase Fraud Prevention Department, the voice says. She sounds American, professional, calm. We received your response to the fraud alert. We stopped the transaction, but we see 3 more pending attempts from an IP address in Russia. We need to secure your account immediately before they clear. You exhale. Thank God they caught it. You are ready to cooperate. You want to help them help you. But Sarah isn't in a Chase call center. She is in a basement in a different country, using voice-altering software and a spoofing tool to mimic the bank's phone number. And she is about to walk you through a process that will empty your account, all while you think you are locking the door. This is the reverse fraud scam. It works because it flips the script. Usually scammers call you and try to sell you something. In this case, they create a scenario where you are the victim of a crime and they are the savior. This psychological manipulation lowers your defenses completely.
Well, now to a scam alert, a warning about a phone call that could cost you thousands of dollars.
Better get Beccaro now for tips on how to keep your money safe. Here's News Force consumer reporter Linda Beccaro.
It's a phone call a Mount Vernon woman won't soon forget. A phone call that drained her bank account of $24,000.
Every scam expert tells you, never give away your password. So what if the criminal never asks for it? What if they call you and only ask for a simple one-time code, a code that Chase itself just sent to your phone? By reading that code, you've already given them the keys to your vault. Before we move on, kindly like this video and click the subscribe button for more eye-opening secrets. The reverse verification trap. The most sophisticated part of this attack is that they don't ask for your password. They know that asking for a password is a red flag. Everyone knows, don't share your password. So instead, Sarah says this. Okay, I'm going to verify your identity so we can freeze these funds. I'm sending a 6-digit code to your mobile number on file. Please read it back to me so I know I'm speaking to the account holder. Your phone buzzes. You see a text from Chase. Your code is 892-104. Do not share this code. You hesitate for a split second. The text says do not share, but the woman on the phone is from Chase. She already knows about the fraud. She is helping you stop the Russians. The context overrides the warning label. You read the code to her. It's 892-104. Thank you, she says. Identity verified. Here is what actually happened. The scammer didn't need to verify you. The scammer was on the Chase website on their own computer. They entered your username, which they bought on the dark web, and hit forgot password. Chase sent the code to you. By reading it to the scammer, you just allowed them to reset your password. They are now logged into your account. You are still on the phone with them, thinking you are fixing the problem, but they are now inside the vault.
Suspicious transaction. They offer to cancel the transaction, but in order to verify your identity, they need you to read back a code they will text you.
But they aren't done. They can't move the money yet because of daily transfer limits and Zelle protections. They need you to move the money for them. The safety account protocol. This is the end game. The scammer, still on the phone, types furiously. Okay, they say, we have secured the login, but the hackers managed to link a fraudulent Zelle account. We need to reverse the pending transactions by cycling the funds back to your own encrypted safety account. It sounds technical, it sounds official. Encrypted safety account. They instruct you to open your Zelle app. To protect your funds, you need to Zelle the money to yourself. Add a new recipient, put in your own name, but use this specific email address or phone number which is linked to the secure Chase locker. You follow their instructions. You add your name as the recipient, but you type in the email address she gives you, something like chase-security-88@gmail.com or a phone number they control. They tell you to send the maximum amount, $2,000. This is just to cycle it through the safety cloud, she says. It will appear back in your account in 5 minutes. You hit send, the money leaves your account. Okay, they say, we need to do the same for your savings. Do you have another bank account we can bridge to? They will keep you on the phone for hours. They will drain your checking. They will drain your savings. They will have you wire money from your other banks. They will drain everything. And when the call ends and you wait for the money to cycle back, silence. You log in, the money is gone. You call the real Chase number. They have no record of a fraud alert. They have no record of Sarah. They only see that you logged in, you added a recipient, and you authorized a transfer. This specific variation, tricking you into zelling yourself, is devastating because banks argue that because you initiated the transfer, it is not fraud. It is a scam, yes, but legally you authorized it. To understand why smart people, doctors, lawyers, even tech workers fall for this, you have to understand the panic loop, the psychology of the panic loop. The human brain has 2 modes of thinking. System 1 is fast, instinctive, and emotional. System 2 is slow, logical, and calculated. The scam is designed to force you into System 1 and keep you there. The initial text message creates a shock. $4,500. This triggers the amygdala, the fear center. Your logic shuts down. You are in fight or flight mode. When the phone rings immediately after you reply no, it reinforces the urgency. The professional hold music, the sound of typing in the background, the calm voice. These are authority anchors. They make you feel like you are in good hands. The scammer keeps the pressure high. We have to act now before the pending transaction clears. The hackers are online right now. They don't give you time to think. They don't give you time to hang up and check the number. If you try to pause, they escalate. Sir, if you hang up, we cannot guarantee the safety of your funds. The bank will not be liable for the loss. That threat keeps you on the line. It keeps you compliant. You are so focused on the fear of losing money that you essentially hand it over to the person stealing it. How can you tell the difference between the criminal and the bank? You can't. Not anymore. The most dangerous weapon they use is a simple, free program anyone can download that allows them to make your phone display the words Chase Bank on the caller ID. The technology is broken, and it's why the human is the only firewall left. The technology behind the spoof. You might be wondering, how did my phone say Chase Bank? This is the technical failure that allows this crime to exist. The caller ID system is broken. When a call is routed through the telephone network, the network relies on the caller to identify themselves. It's like writing a return address on an envelope. You can write the White House on an envelope, and the post office will still deliver it. Scammers use voice over IP, VoIP software, programs you can download on a laptop for free that allows them to input any number they want into the caller ID field.
So first off, what is VoIP? VoIP is an acronym for Voice over Internet Protocol, but the easier way to think about it is a phone system that uses the internet to make and receive calls instead of using traditional landlines.
They look up the real customer service number for Chase. They type that into their software. When they call you, your phone recognizes the number. Your contact list sees the match. It displays Chase Bank. Your phone is doing exactly what it was programmed to do. It is trusting the signal, but the signal is a lie. And recently they have upgraded their tech. They now use AI-driven soundboards. Instead of a person with a heavy accent speaking to you, they use a soundboard of pre-recorded clips of a perfectly American accented voice. Hello, this is Chase Security. Please verify your code. Hold on one moment. This eliminates the one clue that used to give them away, the accent. Now, the voice sounds like it's coming from a cubicle in Ohio. This is the part that enrages victims. You were tricked. You were manipulated. The caller ID said Chase. Why won't the bank cover it? Why Chase often won't refund you? It comes down to the difference between unauthorized fraud and authorized push payment fraud. With unauthorized fraud, someone steals your debit card and buys a TV. You didn't do it. The bank refunds you. In authorized push payment, APP, fraud, you are tricked into sending money, but you are the one who logged in, you are the one who typed the code, and you are the one who hit send.
Authorized push payment fraud happens when a fraudster deceives consumers or businesses to send them a payment under false pretenses to a bank account that is actually controlled by the fraudster, or a mule who's controlled by the fraudster, or that the fraudster has somebody else in place or some way of getting the funds from it. As payments are made using real-time, faster, instant payment schemes that are irrevocable, which is a key characteristic and requirement for these types of payments, it becomes an issue because these sending of these payments.
Banks argue that because you bypass their security measures by giving away the code and authorize the transfer yourself, they are not liable. They view it the same way as if you handed cash to a stranger on the street. Regulation E, the federal law, is supposed to protect consumers from electronic errors. But banks have successfully argued in court that if the customer was scammed into sending the money, it is not an error in the banking system, it is a judgment error by the customer. This is a massive gray area that the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, CFPB, is trying to fix. But right now, the banks are winning. If you send the money, it is gone. How to protect yourself. The defense strategy. The defense against this is simple, but it requires you to go against your instincts. You have to be rude. You have to be suspicious. You have to break the protocol. Rule 1. The hang-up mandate. If you receive a phone call from Chase or any bank regarding fraud, hang up immediately. Do not say goodbye, do not answer their questions, just hang up. Then, take your debit card out of your wallet, turn it over, call the number printed on the back. If the fraud is real, the agent at the real number will see the notes on your account. If the fraud was fake, the agent will tell you we didn't call you. This is the only way to be 100% sure. Rule 2. The read it back trap. Chase will never ask you to read a code to them over the phone. The codes sent to your phone are for you to type into a website. If a human being asks for the code, they are a scammer, period. There is no exception. If they ask for the code, hang up. Rule 3. The Zelle to yourself myth. Chase will never ask you to Zelle money to yourself. Chase will never ask you to transfer money to a safety account. Chase can freeze your money simply by clicking a button. They do not need you to move it. If anyone tells you to move money to protect it, they are stealing it. Rule 4. Ignore the caller ID. Treat the caller ID as a liar. Technology has made it untrustworthy. Assume every incoming call is a spoof until you verify it by calling them back. Rule 5. The 1-minute pause. If you get a panic-inducing text, take 1 minute. Breathe. Look at your actual bank app without clicking links. Is there a notification inside the app? If not, the text is a lie. Scammers rely on speed. Your greatest weapon is time. The evolution of the scam. This scam is not going away, it is getting smarter. We are already seeing the next phase. AI voice cloning. Soon, the scammer won't just sound like a generic agent. They might sound like your specific local branch manager. They might use snippets of audio from your own voice, captured from a previous spam call, to bypass voice verification systems. The script will get tighter, the hold music will get more realistic, the text messages will become indistinguishable from the real thing. The only thing that won't change is the fundamental mechanic. They need you to open the door. Chase has billions of dollars in firewalls. The hackers know they can't break the firewall. So they are hacking the human being sitting behind it. They are hacking you. Don't let them in. If you have received one of these fraud alert texts, let me know in the comments. Did you reply? Did they call you? Sharing your story helps the algorithm warn other people. If this video saved you even 1 second of doubt, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. I'm tracking these scams every day so you don't have to become a victim. Stay safe, hang up, and remember, the bank doesn't need your help to freeze your money. How they pick their targets. You might be asking, why me? How did they get my number? It isn't random. This is a targeted campaign. Scammers buy data leads from the dark web. They are looking for specific demographics. They buy lists of homeowners in zip codes with incomes over $100,000. They buy lists of recent mortgage applications. Why? Because these people have money in the bank and they are terrified of losing it. If you recently applied for a mortgage or a car loan, your data is in a dozen databases. One breach at a credit bureau or a third-party vendor puts your name, number, and bank affiliation on a list. The scammer buys a list of 10,000 Chase customers. They load it into an auto dialer. They blast out 10,000 texts in seconds. If 1% of people reply no, that is 100 potential victims. That is 100 people who have self-identified as active, responsive, and worried. Those 100 people get the phone call. If the scammer converts 10 of them and steals $4,000 from each, they just made $40. 0, 0, 0 in a single morning. This is a business. It is scalable, efficient, and wildly profitable. And the raw material for their business is your data. The role of email in the scam. While the text message is the primary hook, there is a secondary layer, the confirmation email. Sometimes, while you are on the phone with the scammer, they will say, "I'm sending you a confirmation email from Chase support." You check your email. Sure enough, an email arrives. It has the Chase logo, it has a ticket number, it looks official. But if you look closely at the sender address, it isn't chase.com, it's chase-support-team@gmail.com or chase-alerts-service.net. Scammers register domains that look almost real. They use these emails to send you fake wire transfer authorization forms or Zelle safety locker instructions. They use the email to reinforce the phone call. It adds another layer of legitimacy. "See," they say, "I just emailed you the proof." Do not trust the email. Real bank emails come from the bank's domain, period. If you hover over the sender name and see a generic Gmail or Outlook address, it is a scam. The device verification trick. There is one more variation you need to know about. Sometimes they don't ask for money. They ask to calibrate your device. They tell you that your phone has been compromised and they need to resync your banking app. They ask you to download a remote support tool like AnyDesk or TeamViewer. They say, "This will allow our technicians to scan your app for viruses." If you install that app and give them the code, you just gave them control of your screen. They can now see everything you do. They can open your banking app, watch you type your password, and then black out your screen while they transfer the money themselves. This is the remote access Trojan version of the scam. Never, ever install software because a caller told you to. Chase IT support does not exist for your personal iPhone. They will never ask to remote into your device. The recovery nightmare. If the worst happens and you realize you have been scammed, what comes next is a nightmare of its own. You will spend hours on the phone with the real fraud department. You will file a police report. You will file a complaint with the FBI's IC3, Internet Crime Complaint Center. But the emotional toll is heavier than the financial one. Victims report feeling stupid, ashamed, and violated. They stop trusting their phone. Every text makes them jump. The shame is the scammer's greatest ally. Because victims are embarrassed, they don't tell their friends, they don't warn their family, and so the scam spreads. That is why we have to talk about it. That is why we have to share these stories. The 34-year-old nurse who lost her savings isn't stupid. She was outplayed by a professional criminal organization using military-grade psychological tactics. The final word. The battle for your bank account is no longer being fought with guns and masks. It is being fought with spoofed phone numbers and polite conversation. The enemy is invisible, they are patient, and they are counting on you being polite. Stop being polite. If you get the call, hang up. If you get the text, ignore it. If you are scared, call the bank yourself. Take back control. The only person who should be authorizing transactions on your account is you. When you decide to do it, not when a stranger on the phone tells you to. Your paranoia is your protection. Wear it like armor. If this breakdown helped you understand the mechanics of the reverse fraud scam, share it with someone you care about. Send it to your parents. Send it to your kids. Because the text is coming. It's not a matter of if, but when. Be ready. If this video saved you even 1 second of doubt, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Stay safe. Hang up. Don't let them in.